Welcome back to the deep dive. So, today we're taking a closer look at a really impactful initiative. We're talking about crucial financial support for students in India, specifically the E-Kalyan Jharkhand Scholarship. Now, for this deep dive, we've gathered some fascinating insights directly from sources like Python and our goal right now, it's really to cut straight through the details, give you a crystal clear picture of what this scholarship is, who it's for, and how it actually works. You'll get a good sense pretty quickly of just how much financial help this program can offer. Okay, so let's kick things off. Let's try and unpack what the E-Kalyan Jharkhand Scholarship actually is. At its core, this is a post-matric scholarship initiative, right? Meaning it's for students who finish their 10th standard. And it comes straight from the government of Jharkhand.
Exactly. And what's really, I think, significant here is its core purpose. It's about providing vital financial assistance, specifically to students from scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and also other backward classes, OBCs. If you kind of look at the bigger picture, this isn't just about, handing out funds. It's quite strategic. It's aimed squarely at tackling some historical disparities and really boosting educational access for communities that, well, have traditionally faced pretty big barriers.
Okay.
It's definitely a key piece of the state's broader socioeconomic development plans.
That makes complete sense. Targeting support where it's perhaps most needed. So for someone listening right now, maybe thinking about applying, what are the absolute basics, the must-haves for eligibility?
Right. Well, first things first, you absolutely must be a permanent resident of Jharkhand. That's fundamental.
Okay.
And academically, the baseline is you need to have successfully passed your 10th standard exams. Beyond that, there's a really crucial financial piece, your family's total annual income. It must not go over 2.5 lakh rupees, so 2.5 lakh.
2.5 lakh.
Okay. And what's important here is that this income ceiling, it's the same across all the eligible categories, SC, ST, and OBC.
Ah, interesting. Uniform cap.
Exactly. It means the support is really targeted towards those within a specific financial bracket, regardless of their specific caste category.
So let's picture a student, maybe let's call her Ritu. She's from a village somewhere in Jharkhand. Past her 10th, family income is under that cap, and she's dreaming about college or university. This sounds like it could genuinely be a massive help for her, a real game changer.
Absolutely.
Now, where can Ritu, or any eligible student, actually be studying to qualify? Does it have to be within Jharkhand?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Because there's a bit of nuance there. Students who are studying within Jharkhand in what are called general or non-reserved courses, they are definitely eligible.
Okay, so studying inside the state is generally fine.
Yes. But if a student like Ritu wants to pursue studies outside of Jharkhand, well, then her eligibility might change. It's not quite a simple yes or no. It really depends on the specific type of course she's enrolled in outside the state. See, the program is primarily set up to support education within Jharkhand itself.
Right.
But there are some exceptions, usually for certain, professional or higher technical courses pursued elsewhere. But you need to check the specifics.
That distinction is really important to understand. Good heads up. What really strikes me about this scholarship, though, is just how wide a net it casts in terms of education levels.
Yeah.
We're talking like intermediate diploma courses, all the way through to undergraduate degrees, postgraduate degrees, maybe even further.
That's right.
And the E-Kalyan portal itself, it's not just for these post-matric scholarships, is it? It also handles pre-matric ones.
Exactly. Pre-matric and post-matric. So it's supporting students even earlier in their school journey, too. It really does cover a very broad spectrum. And that, I think, maximizes its potential impact, catering to quite diverse student needs and pathways. And this tailoring means the actual financial help, the amount, it can vary quite a bit. It depends on the student's academic group. Different course types fall into different groups, and also whether they're living in a hostel, so a hosteler, or living at home, a day scholar.
Okay, that makes sense. Different needs.
Precisely. And just to give you a concrete idea of the scale we're talking about, for instance, for post-matric Group 1A students, these are often in professional degrees, like engineering or medicine.
Right.
Hostelers can receive a pretty substantial amount, up to 1 lakh rupees. That's 1,000.
Wow, okay.
And for day scholars in that same group, it can be up to 90,000 rupees, 90,000. These figures are really designed to help offset tuition fees, hostel charges or travel costs, books, all those associated expenses that can really add up.
Yeah. They certainly can. That level of support makes higher education seem much more achievable.
Yep.
So, okay, let's say a student has checked, they're eligible, they understand the potential support. What's the actual how-to, the application process? Where do they start? Well, the absolutely essential first step is registration. You need to register on the official E-Kalyan portal. And you want to be careful to use the correct web address. It's ekalyan.cgg.gov.in.
That's the one, ekalyan.cgg.gov.in.
This portal is basically the central hub for everything related to the scholarship. So once you're registered there, what comes next? The next steps involve creating your own login, like setting up an account, and then you have to meticulously fill in all the required information, personal details, academic history, and crucially, your bank details for receiving the funds. It's really important to be accurate and thorough at this stage, right, to avoid issues down the line.
Absolutely critical. And that thoroughness really carries over into the next major step, uploading documents.
The documents.
Yes. It is absolutely vital to upload all the required documents correctly. This part, it really highlights how seriously they take verification. It's about making sure the aid gets to the right people.
Makes sense. So what kind of documents are we talking about?
You'll typically need your Aadhaar card, that's the unique ID number.
Okay.
Your caste certificate, of course, to confirm SC, ST, or OBC status. An up-to-date income certificate for the family.
Right, verifying that income cap.
Exactly. Proof of residence in Jharkhand, your academic mark sheets from previous exams, and also something called a bona fide certificate.
A bona fide certificate, what's that?
It's basically a letter or certificate from your current educational institution confirming that you are enrolled there in a specific course for the current academic year, and generally that you're in good standing.
Got it. Proof of current enrollment.
Precisely. It sounds like quite a list to gather, I know.
Yeah, it does seem like a bit of work.
But it's all necessary for legitimacy to make sure everything checks out.
That's a fair point. Yeah. It means the program has rigor, which ultimately protects it and helps ensure the funds go where they're intended. Are there any common pitfalls or maybe tips you'd give someone navigating that documentation part? Things to watch out for?
Yeah, definitely. I think the biggest tip is probably to start gathering everything early. Don't wait until the deadline is looming.
Good advice.
And make absolutely sure all your documents are current and valid, especially things like income and caste certificates. Sometimes they have expiry dates. Also, double check, even triple check, that the names and details on all the documents match exactly what you're putting into the online application form.
Inconsistencies can cause problems.
They really can. Slight spelling differences in names, dates not matching up. Those kinds of small errors can unfortunately lead to delays or even rejection. So attention to detail is key before you hit upload.
Right. Good practical advice there. Start early, check validity, ensure consistency. So bringing this all together, what does this really mean for you, our listener? Whether you might be an eligible student yourself or perhaps you know someone who could benefit. The E-Kalyan Jharkhand Scholarship, it really does stand out as it's a significant pathway. It offers substantial financial support for eligible students in Jharkhand. And it's explicitly designed to open doors to higher education for specific communities.
Absolutely. And if we kind of zoom out again, thinking about the bigger picture, understanding these specific targeted initiatives like the E-Kalyan Scholarship, it can help us think a bit more critically about how educational access is supported, at a regional level.
How so?
Well, while the financial aid itself is undeniably crucial, it also makes you think, doesn't it? What other challenges might students still face, even with this kind of support?
Good question. Like what?
Things like maybe access to reliable internet for the online application process itself, particularly in more rural areas, or the quality of foundational education that prepares them for higher studies, or even, the non-financial support systems needed to navigate and complete a degree successfully, mental health support, mentoring, things like that.
Right. Financial aid is one piece of a larger puzzle.
Exactly. Programs like this E-Kalyan Scholarship are incredibly powerful starting points, make no mistake. And they can certainly inspire us to think about, well, how can we build even more comprehensive, more holistic approaches to ensure student success right through their educational journey? It's something worth mulling over.